That's so they're different types of rishonim. Okay. Lamed Daled. Lamed Daled. Okay. Sif Lamed Daled. Shtei osi shem teva achas. Lo yichtov chutz l'shita. Yeah. You have a word which is a two-letter word. We said that you should not write a letter. We have 3 of the letters in the margin. So we discussed about where it's an 8-letter word. Or 6, and you have 3 in the margin, 3. But what about if you have the majority within the column, and you have 3 out? Many held it's not a problem. It's not a problem. What about if you have a 2-letter word? 1 letter is within the column, 1 letter is outside the column. Because until the previous sif, he spoke about 3 out, 3 in the margin. What about if you have a 2-letter word, S? Aleph Tov, the Aleph is within the column, the Tov is in the margin. Right? You should not write that, because it's a small word. Okay, let's see, Lamed Dalet. Teva achas v'matevi basholosh. What if it's a 3-letter word? Muto lichtov mena shteosis chutz l'shito. Avshem rova tevo. He says if it's 3, even if 2 of the 3 are in the margin, it's okay, because we said 2 or 3 should not be in the margin, right? So if you have a 3-letter word and 2 are in the margin, he says even though it's the majority, it's okay. I'm Ber Aloha. Let's see the Ber Aloha. Sholosh Osios. I'm Mishna Berura Mokoro Mihod Deshach Yoredei Simin Reishain Gimel Sivkot and Daler Ein Sham. Vayim Ber Hagro. The Mashu Maskim Gamkin Lashach. The Gro, the Vilna Gaon, concurs with the Shach. The Machabes Sosam Po Karosh. The Machaber rules seemingly like the Rosh. Vayin Mogen Avrom Vishmatiti Tirutzo Mishum Kushot Kusha Saber Heitev Aitsham Vaprim Godim Hikshut Namkin Ze Omnom Lo Leshabi Chasushom Lo Rabino Mogen Avrom Ketoe Omarti Sheish Liyashiv. Even though there's a question asked in the Mogen Avrom, you're able to reconcile to Msif Lamedal in Rayul Hokel Bazev Efsher Lo Mit Rak the Mutor Lichtov Os Achas Minatev Shel Shtei Osis Chutz Lishito Avshim Chatzi Tevo Moshkos Vagro Ledasa Rambam Lo Kavush. Okay. Aval Beis Osios Minateva Shel Sholshos is named Rova Teva Have a Midu Doser. Koshkos Vagro Bemis Lasa Rambam Zeb Bok Vashlo and Machab Dishtei Osios Muter Bchol Gavni Kain Vil Kavanosa. It's coming to whatever is difficult Mogen Avram. Mainly he's saying that if you have a 3-letter word and 2 of the letters are in the margin, even though it's a majority, it's valid. It's not a problem. Are in the margin. 2 of the 3 are in the margin. Right. Even though it's majority. You would think it's a problem.
No, they're in the margin. They're good.
It's not in the column.
It's not in the column.
It's in the margin.
Outside.
Not outside the margin. That is the margin. Right? It's where it's blank, where nothing's written.
Right, where nothing's written.
That's where you have the majority of the letters are written. See, before we said if you have 3 letters of a 8-letter, let's say 8 letters. Even though 5 are in the margin, you shouldn't write 3 in the margin. 5 are in the column, right? You shouldn't do that, right? But what about if you have? Let's say you would have a 5-letter word, and you have 3 in the margin, 2 in the column. That's a problem. Because you have 3, and it's the majority of the word. It's 3 and the majority. But what happens if you have a 3-letter word? And 2 are in the margin and 1's in the column. It's okay. Because even though it's the majority, since it's less than 3, that's why it's okay. That's who he's differentiating.
You can't have the whole word.
Again. Because not only the majority, because it's 3. The issue is 3. 3 already has special value. So we say, even though it's majority, as long as it's less than 3, it's not a problem. Because before we said if it's majority, it's a problem. We said there was a machlokas. If the majority is in the margin, and 3 are outside the margin, before we had the Mechaber holds it's a problem. He cited some who said it's not a problem. As long as the majority is in the column, it's not a problem. Okay? Now we're speaking where you have the majority in the margin. You have a 3-letter word. No. So that's one inside. That's the majority. 2 or the 3 are in the margin. Maybe you'd say it's a problem. Yeah, he says because since it's not 3, it's okay.
But what's the reason? Why is it that you can't have letters inside the?
In the column,
Yeah.
outside the column,
Right.
because it's such a blatant compromise of hidur. It's a problem with hidur mitzvah.
Well, but we're saying that 2 letters.
Because 2
would
letters.
be a problem, right? If one is outside.
Because that's half the word.
But hidur-wise, it doesn't look hardly looks like anything. It's almost only 2 letters. Why would that be?
No, because then the 2 letters don't read the same. It's like one letter has nothing to do with the other. If you have, always the minority follows the majority. What if you have a 1 and 1? If you have a 1 and 1, neither follows neither.
No, there's not a metaphor.
It's the way it looks. It's the way it looks.
Yeah, the hidur, right.
No, but it's the way it looks. If you have 1 in the margin, 1 in the column, 2 outside, right? We said it's valid.
So
Why is it valid?
Yeah.
Because the fact is it's going to be read as one word. Because always the minority identifies with the majority. Right? When you read something, the way it goes after the majority. 2 in the margin, so the 1 in the column you read together with the 2 outside. What about if it's 1 and 1? So each one has the same identity. They're 1 and 1. So therefore they're seen separately. That's the reason why it's more of a problem when you have 1 and 1.
They're right next to each other.
It doesn't make a difference.
So if it's an odd number, if it's a word with an odd number of letters, then
It depends on the majority. Where's the majority?
Whatever direction it's in, it will be read as one word, right?
Does make a difference, but it's outside. That's already like that's a compromise of hidur. That's a compromise of hidur.
So why 2, 1 and 2, and it's not a compromise? I mean, it's not.
We're not saying it's, as I'm explaining you, 1 and 2, because it has to like jut out. 1 and 1, it's not only a compromise in hidur. I'm saying it's the way it's read.
Right.
The other is a compromise in hidur. So as long as you have less than 3 in the margin, it's not a problem. Right. For instance, a famous Rashi in Sukkah, where Rashi learns that over there by Esr, which is Yovesh, Lulav, which is Yovesh. Rashi says it's a problem of hidur mitzvah. Esr, which is dry, or an Esr that's spotted, it's hidur mitzvah. So Tosa says, but hidur mitzvah is only l'chatchila, it's not b'di'evet. Right? Zeh kelim aveu. Tosas learns because it's called pre-eitz hodor. That the characteristic of the fruit has to be hodor. It's not the mitzvah of zeh kelim aveu. But Rashi says it's zeh kelim aveu. So Tosas says, so why is it possible? It shouldn't be possible. So the way they explain Rashi, that if you have zeh kelim aveu compromised totally, that it looks menumer, it looks spotted, or it looks dried out, if it's an extreme level of lacking in hidur, that invalidates it. That's what Rashi understands. Tosas says no, that's not the basis. That would never validate something. It's only because since the species called hodor indicates hidur, and all the species have to meet that same criteria of hodor. That's the machlokes Rashi and Tosas. So it's same similar over here. To what degree am I compromising the hidur over here? We're not saying it's the optimum to have anything in the column. But the question is it even slightly compromised? Okay, let's see the Mrs. Sharon.